I was hesitant to become an executive director 3 years ago. And I would say it for a couple of reasons. One is I was a program director for my whole life. So, well, my whole professional career. And so the idea of becoming an executive director was scary. There were a lot of unknowns. I had never fit in that role before, had no prior experience in fundraising. And so coming into this experience and coming into becoming an executive director, I knew I needed additional support to help me navigate the uncertainty of the role. And also just with, in some cases, the lack of confidence that I had myself in being able to live up to the expectations. I think the biggest was that I didn't have to reinvent myself. I didn't have to become a new person in my new role. I remember one of my sessions that I had with my coach, I was talking about how I should wear a suit jacket now, because in my prior experience, I was really casual. I was working directly with students, and my coach was reflecting and said, "I noticed you keep saying should. Like, who's telling you should do this?" And I'm like, no one's telling me I should do this. And it was that moment where I realized that I didn't have to become a new person to become the executive director of my role. I could still be me. It would obviously, my role would change and I would have different responsibilities, but bringing myself as who I was into this new role was the best thing I could do. And that realization, I think one, it provided a lot of like comfort, but also a lot of confidence in being able to just continue to be who I am, and at the same time being an executive director. From before that moment, and I think it was a lead up, there were several meetings that we had and coaching conversations that we had that led up to that, where, I would go to a city event, which in my previous role I never did. And I would just be nervous. Like I would just shut down and I would find the table that was the emptiest and go there and sit there and wait for the program to start and not try to interact, because I just felt really uncomfortable. And then the moment that, that I had that breakthrough, it changed the way I saw myself in the environment, and it made me feel comfortable. And there was also like very tactical visualization exercises that my coach had me do that then reinforced what I was feeling, but also reinforced like my idea that I had just be who I was. And then I remember going into these meetings after that and just feeling less angst and more comfort, and being really just authentically who I am. And that helped me, share about the organization at a deeper level. Like I wasn't flustered and I wasn't nervous. I was able to like share about who we were, what we were trying to do, and really try to garner support. I would say just do it. This was the first time I ever had a coach. And it was the best decision that I made. And initially, I think my coach too, when I looked at the profile of my coach, they had no experience in education or the nonprofit sector. So I thought, oh, well, that's not going to work. And it ended up being the best thing, because my coach was able to provide kind of a different perspective and a different insight into my role as a leader, without having any experience in the education space. I think that didn't change any of the dynamic that we had. And, I think there was also a lot of like trepidation about, well, do I want to open myself up to a person around my challenges? And I think in that experience of doing that, not only made me a better executive director, it just made me a better person in my work, and more a self-reflective person. And I think it was just that moment of just do it and sign up, or, and just do it. Because after that first session, you really begin to see the value.